I'm gonna show you how to deploy your website to AWS so it's fast, global and scalable. And just how easy it is to get your site to show up on Google. You got your index.html ready, which you coded with your very own hands and did not use any AI to generate. Looks great on your computer, right? But now, how do you actually make it live on the internet for everyone else to see? Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you. And the best part is that it's completely free, because we're gonna use Cloudfront's CDN network to distribute your site globally. You only start paying if you cross the 10 million HTTP request limit per month. And even if you cross it, it's just a single cent per 1,000 HTTP requests. Meaning this type of deployment is free. One thing you do need to buy beforehand is the domain. And even that can be cheap as $3. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to deploy your website to AWS using S3 bucket, Cloudfront and Route 53. Alright, let's start with the first step. In AWS console, navigate to S3 service and click Create Bucket. I'm gonna name this bucket as following. You can name it as whatever your project name is. But remember that bucket names must be unique across all AWS accounts. Make sure block all public access is turned on, since we want our site only to be accessible through Cloudfront. Leave everything else as default and click Create Bucket. Then add your index.html file to the newly created S3 bucket and click Upload. And that's it for the S3 part of the video. Start by navigating to AWS Cloudfront. Don't mind that other distribution of mine. And just hit Create Distribution button. I'm gonna name this as following and leave distribution type as single website or app. And click Next. Then in here, select origin for this distribution. And select S3 bucket we just created. Leave these settings like this as recommended, so Cloudfront can access your S3 bucket. For now, we won't enable firewall. Cloudfront already includes DDoS protection, HTTPS security, and origin access control by default, which is more than enough in our use case. Review our distribution and then click Create Distribution. It might take around 10 minutes to deploy. Go ahead and click Edit. We are setting the default root object to index.html. So Cloudfront will open that file from the S3 bucket by default. Then save changes. Just wait for deploying status to disappear. Then copy the Cloudfront domain name, paste it in your browser, and boom! The site is live and working just as expected. Our site is now discoverable to everyone via Cloudfront. And you could leave it like this, for testing and for your hobby projects. But we want to have real domain name for our site. So let's head over to Route 53 to buy a domain next. Head over to Route 53 and from there, choose Registered Domains. Here you'll see any domains you've already registered. Go ahead and click Register Domain so we can buy a new one for our site. I'll look for a .click domain here. They're usually super cheap, but you can totally go with .com or .io if you want something different. Select the one you like and proceed to checkout. You should leave Auto Renew on if you plan to keep this website and domain for more than a year. But for this tutorial, I'm gonna turn it off. Route 53 will ask your contact information here. That's totally normal. It's required for a domain registration. Leave privacy protection on if you don't want your contact info to show up on public whois searches. But if this is for a public company, it's usually fine to have it off. Click Next. Review and submit. It'll take a few minutes, just hang tight. Once the status changes to successful, your domain is ready to use. Search up Certificate Manager and open it. Remember to always request your certificates in US East 1, even if your other resources are in different region. This is really important because Cloudfront is a global service and won't detect certificates from any other regions. Request public certificate and click Next. Add the domain we just bought to secure it with this certificate. Keep DNS validation selected. This is the easiest way. And just click Request. Now we need to prove that we actually own this domain. Just click the Create Records in Route 53 button and it'll automatically add a CNAME record under our domain. That links this certificate to it. Then just wait a minute or so and you should see the status switch to issued. Next we'll connect this certificate and domain to our Cloudfront distribution. Go to Cloudfront and select your distribution. Then click Add Domain, enter your domain name and click Next. Confirm your certificate is selected and then click Next. Review and hit Add Domain. Now, there's only one step left. Let's jump into the final chapter. Navigate one final time to Route 53. Click Hosted Zones, select your domain and create record. Tap on the alias and route traffic to our Cloudfront distribution. And just click Create Records. Let's view the status. It is in sync. Now, if you copy the domain name and open it in the browser, it's a win. We are able to see our website online. But obviously, we want our site to show up on Google when people search for it. So let's take care of that real quick. Go to Google Search Console and click Start Now. Enter your domain and hit Continue. We need to verify that we own this domain. Just copy text it gives you and head over to Route 53. Okay, I promise this will be the last time we need to visit Route 53. Create a record. Set the type to TXT. And paste in the value we copied. Then click Create Record. Once that's done, go back to Google Verification tab and click Verify. And boom, it's verified. Now in here you can see all the insights of your site and how it performs. It'll take a couple of days to a week for your site to show up on Google. But hey, we did it. There were quite a few steps, but we made it through. Let's take a moment to be proud of ourselves. This is the setup I recommend for hosting any website or web app. I've built plenty of React and Angular apps for clients, and I've always hosted them using this same architecture. Comment down if you'd like to see how to automate all of this with AWS CDK. And even though these are fairly large companies, none of them come anywhere close to hitting the 10 million request limit, so hosting stays free. One small thing to remember when hosting a React app or any single-page application is to handle client-side routing properly. Different routes don't actually exist as separate files in S3 when you build a React app. So in Cloudfront you need to set the error responses to index.html. I'll make a separate video about that in the future. This is my AWS CDK code that does exactly that. Thank you so much for watching. Now you're all set to publish your dream website to AWS. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next one.